I'll give it to you. Just take back to the Chicago PD transparency. What's going on? Number one. What's going on with you? Hey. All right, guys. So earlier I was involved in a situation where a couple guys came out and I was attacked. They tried to jack me for my camera rig, try to rip it out of my hands. And so we're here at the Industry Sheriff Department. I looked up on the map and it looked like Industry Sheriff Department was the ones responsible to show up at the call earlier, and which they failed to do so even after I walked back to my vehicle, which was probably about a mile away from there. Didn't even see a sheriff pass by at all. So uh, I know I said it was Baldwin Park PD, and I apologize to Baldwin Park PD for making that mistake. So it's going to be the LA County Sheriff Department. City of Industry was responsible to come out to take that battery report earlier, and they failed to show up. So maybe they were busy, whatnot. But we're at 150 North Hudson Avenue, City of Industry, California, 91744. 626-330-3322 is your local sheriff department phone number here. And we got Captain Tim Murakami is the captain here. And we're going to come in here and make a battery report since they failed to come meet us on scene. We're gonna, I guess we gotta come to them. When you want stuff done by our public officials, we gotta come to them. So that's why we're here. Hello. They already know it's me. I could hear them talking about me already. It's him. He's here. What's he doing here? We didn't do anything. What's going on, everybody? So I guess we're gonna have to wait here as well. Mm-hmm. I'm out here with Downey Transparent Eye, guys. Make sure and send your support to Downey Transparent Eye. What's up, John? Jose Rojas, Uwali, Green Eyed Monster. So these are our public officials here at the Sheriff Department, City of Industry, California. They were supposed to respond to a call earlier. They failed to show up. They only, it's kind of crazy how they're quick to respond to a photographer taking pictures, but when somebody gets assaulted and battered and threatened with death, they don't show up to those type of calls. Pretty interesting to see how they treat people in the community. Press once if not helped in 5 minutes. So the requirement is for you to stand out here for 5 minutes, and then they want you to push the button once after that 5 minutes. So that gives them 10 minutes to respond while you're in the lobby for 20 minutes, and they'll send somebody out in about 30 minutes. Nonetheless, they'll probably be here quicker than they would have if I would have still been standing over on Baldwin Park Boulevard and Amar Road. What's going on, Steve? Will 78. Oh, really? Deep Bounce. It's a hell of a name. What's going on, buddy? Julie. JD. That's down. Class of 1990, Nogales. Right on. They should be watching the live feed so they can see how it looks to from a publicized view looking in when somebody's here to ask for help and nobody comes out. So this is our policing, guys. This is how they police the people. Yeah, it doesn't matter who I am, I'm still part of the public, and this is my community, so they should be as willing to help me as they are to anybody else. Transparency shouldn't be the thin blue line. Arco Mill and Industry. Check it out. I'll check it out. We definitely want transparency, guys, and you see, this is what I got right here. Is I got the video downloaded on a throwaway disk. It's a little 8 gig memory card, just something simple for one video. But you don't want them to have access to your device. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can we get some assistance? We've been waiting for a minute.
Yes, sir. Absolutely busy, but I'll let him know. Okay.
Oh, I guess I'm not that important. They're absolutely busy, is what she says. I guess because I'm still standing on my two feet and 10 toes. I guess that means that I'm not any type of urgent matter. What happens to people in public, I guess, is not their concern. It's pretty shameful behavior, guys. Anyways, let's get back to the memory card. Little throwaway disc. Never want to put your phone in their possession because their devices are trained to swallow all your information when they're trying to take one simple video from your device. So always give them something that you don't need, like a memory card. They can bring their computer out, I could pop it in, they can download it, and I'll take it back. Or they can keep it. But this is only gonna smoothen out the process because they always want to say, make sure and bring the video. Yeah, I had called for service earlier and nobody showed up.
What's the address we responded to, sir?
810 Baldwin Park Boulevard. You guys might have shown up, but it started raining, so I left. But everybody had left the scene at that point, so
Okay, let me see if, what the calls for service.
thank you.
Okay, let him know how I'm going. Yeah, for sure.
Slow down, it's raining out there. So, what's up, Kern County Transparency? What's going on, brother? Let's not make any noise here, guys. We're trying to do a legit report. You know, you already have the trolls calling in and giving them false information and saying I'm out there harassing people. But this actually has the entire video uncut, just ready to play, and you're gonna see that I try to keep my distance. As I was explaining earlier today, my videos today were based on keep your distance. So anybody that walked up to me that started to get too close, I was backpedaling, like here with Downey, and telling them to keep their distance because I didn't want them to get close. And that's fair game these days. Keep your distance, don't get close, and stay away. You know. And I told them I didn't want an interaction. I didn't want to talk to anybody. But even that is not enough to defend your freedom out here because people do not respect um, or honor your wants. They want to treat you as their own. So that's why people put hands on you because they're entitled. They feel entitled to know why and what, who, what, when, where, and how. Right on. Appreciate you, John. Thank you for being here. John Chaplin in the house. CC, what's going on? Jake Snow. Man, sometimes we're honestly just here looking for justice, man. We need the police to do their job and to help control, keep the peace on the streets, and they didn't even show up earlier. Definitely not on time, you know, but if it's a call for a photographer standing outside, filming from a public accessible area, it seems like they're there within 10-15 minutes, you know, even quicker sometimes if they're near. But somebody gets attacked and equipment ripped out of their hands practically, and threatened with death and violence. You know, that's not enough to get somebody there to de-escalate a situation that, you know, can get really difficult real quick. But here we are again, guys. With that address, they're going to be able to pull up the incident, the call, the 911 call, first of all, and also any information that was given related to that call. Timestamp. It's pretty much the timestamp.
All right, so I see the call for service here.
Yeah.
It says that the business was closed and there was no answer, multiple callbacks, so they tried to attempt to call you as well.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, can I
So-
just make the report because there was a battery and saw battery?
Yeah, I have no problem. Deputy can
Yeah.
come and take, but
Okay.
it's, we did respond.
did respond?
And there was multiple calls and no answer.
Did the unit actually show up to?
Yes, sir.
What time did they get there?
Shows, at 6:13.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but we've got to prioritize our calls.
Yeah, I
too,
got
sir.
you. I got
Emergency calls come first, so,
course.
and it's all the way in the west end of it.
When you guys got the call, I called in for assistance because I was being not only attacked but harassed in the public. So
It's okay. It says you were assaulted after filming the property. Yeah, but I have a problem. I could have the deputy come and make
all right,
contact with you.
thank you. I'm sorry. What was your name and badge number, ma'am?
Gillespie.
I'm sorry.
Gillespie.
Oh wow. Deputy disrespectful is what it is. But that's what happens, guys. We're here asking for help, and this is the helping hand that is given to us. You know, and it's pretty unfair to be treated this way as a victim. You know, it's not that we're out here breaking the law, but they still treat us like criminals. And it looked like she was high as hell too, huh? It looked like she was stoned. That's not good. That's not a good public figure right there. But just that's just my opinion. I don't know. She could be tired. Could be something else. But very passive aggressive. You know, yeah, we did show up, but what? An hour later? An hour and a half later? Yeah, it was about an hour later. About probably about 40 minutes after I left, they showed up. So that's what happens when you try to keep people transparent and you want to film your interaction. People turn into the wall and they get stiff and they don't want to be in front of a camera too long. So they'd rather just tuck tail and run, send somebody else out. So you guys got the timestamp. They said they got there at six and a half or so. Um, and the way they worded it, she said that I was assaulted after filming the facility. Okay, and it was actually a battery.
She could take the report too.
The Sarge?
No, she's not a sergeant, she's a
Sh-
corporal.
Corporal?
Yeah, she had to show us.
Yeah, so. Let me get finished with my business here, guys, and then we're gonna try to get we're gonna do another. Maybe I'll call in for backup on this to Johnny 50. Somebody can have him send me an email so we can get his assistance on all this as well. But I definitely want to take care of business here today. Once we're done with that, then you can leave your review with the City of Industry Sheriff Department on how they treat the public, especially after being attacked and equipment was practically ripped out of my hands. I had to defend myself with all my strength to stand there and stand my ground because these cowards, entitled cowards, want to come out and um, first they want to act a fool on camera. A couple of them were dancing around, holding each other like a couple of little, ballerinas, and then all of a sudden they turned all violent. So pretty interesting. Moose Marine, if you rewind the video to the very beginning, it was definitely posted, but the phone number here for your local sheriff department is 666-330-3322. And hopefully we're going to get the deputy to come out and assist us in making this this report here. That's all right, Big T. These are the type of entitled people that we have living amongst us. People that think that getting battered and your equipment ripped out of your hand is okay. But it's okay. Those type of people, when it happens to them, they'll definitely change their mindset. So let them speak their mind, man. Totally cool. You know what it is? It's probably one of these sheriffs behind the glass right here. Wouldn't doubt it. You can hear them chuckling back there. Like a bunch of little babies. It's ridiculous. And this is why the police don't get respect from the public, because of this type of behavior, this type of attitude, you know, in regards to someone that tries to keep them accountable. They know what I'm talking about. They can hear me back there. They're definitely watching. Ogden, Utah, cop watch. I'm using my Galaxy It's my Galaxy S10 Plus. Uh, does pretty good, especially for indoors. Nighttime it does all right too. Outdoor. I'm sure I'll be here all night exactly because this is the type of policing we have in our community, guys. This is the help that we get when we need assistance. They're nowhere to be found. And look at here, we had to come to them because they couldn't come to us, or they said they did come to us, and it was probably about 45 minutes too late after getting rained on. I mean, it wasn't raining, it was sprinkling, but I was definitely standing there for a long time. But regardless of the fact, everybody had left the scene of the crime already. I was left there standing by myself. It's not like I was preserving any evidence or uh, anything like that, But these fools, instead of making it more of a priority call, instead of responding to a photographer at the other side of industries area, which I'm sure they would have made that more of a priority call. They couldn't make it out on time. But my mistake for blaming this on Baldwin Park Police Department because it wasn't their fault because they weren't assigned to that area. It's the sheriff department here in the city of Industry. Turn to the left. Is that down? You want to see that? How are you doing? This is our local policing here in the city of Industry. They cover a pretty wide area. I've seen them also even responding to calls in Walnut, and I've seen sheriffs from the Duarte area responding here in City of Industry. So these guys definitely back each other up, and there's definitely enough sheriffs um, to take calls, out of their areas as I've seen them. Um, especially on an incident where you're wasting about $900,000 with four officers or deputies at one traffic stop for one person sitting on the curb detained in handcuffs already, and uh, and you still have multiple units there to back up the backup, and the backup's backing up the backup, and then the backup that shows up for them is backing them up because there's actually somebody there keeping them accountable. So now we got multiple units on scene, and that's why maybe they're super busy. You know, maybe that's why they're super busy. But it's only a plain and simple black and white, guys. I mean, I'm not hiding anything. This is the response that I'm getting. I guess they're gonna call in a deputy from the field to come and take a report because it's probably gonna take just twice as long for them to get here and as it would have. I probably would have still been standing out there. Um, you know, I wonder if I go stand back out there, if it'll be quicker for them to respond that way. That's down. That's down, Jake. Give him that shala. Give him the shala love. Um, I went live right before I walked in, guys, so we're here 24 minutes now. We detained ourselves here in the sheriff's department for questioning, and nobody's willing to take that report. Who sent me? Doug? Oh, no, thanks. Sent you an email. Okay. All right, I'll check it out. Shala. I'm gonna give her the shala. Oh, it's him. It's him. I knew it was him. Was that down RPG? Yep. Let me finish what we're doing here, guys, and then we'll do our audit here at the station. Paul Martinez, where's Whittier Watch? Good question. I think he's still in the Bahamas. He was on vacation. Maybe they didn't let him come back. He's in the Netherlands. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know where Whittier Watch is. It's a new time for Whittier Watch. No, I sent an email. Oh, you did? Okay. Well, let me know what it's in regards to if it involves me. Love to know. They deported Whittier. Nah. Whittier's working, man. He's a busy guy these days. It's a new time. It's a new time, guys. Oh, damn. That's harsh. Epsom salt. Yeah, coffee and donuts would have got him out here quicker. Yep. Auditing Westerville. Lady Pig has one in the pink, one in the stink. Over. Yeah. Uh-oh, Gustavo's in the house. Se están haciendo los güeyes, los mensos. Thank you, Gustavo. Gracias por estar aquí. Missy. Light and Rod. So,
Okay, so she's finishing up a call.
okay.
Okay, she'll be about 15 more minutes, okay?
Oh,
And then
okay.
She'll be in here.
All right.
Which she just has to finish her call.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Shala. Shalamela. So about 15 more minutes, guys, and we'll be able to willingly give up our freedoms here and give up a statement. Eskimo warrior in the house from Alaska. Right on. Harmonica Rich. I know that'd be a good one, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna post it tomorrow morning. I gotta, they were really letting me have all the verbal abuse they could, so, we'll see if I can mute a couple things there just to clean it up. So, believe it or not, a lot of these videos are used for educational purposes. I know a lot of parents show these videos to kids, you know, when, especially when the police try to detain you and whatnot, you know. So it's definitely good to cut out as much as you can. It's raining out here tonight, guys, so I don't know what's gonna happen for the night, but we definitely want to give our statement and make sure that. I mean, when you guys see the video, you're gonna be like, why would somebody do that, you know? And they had already approached me several times, and I had already told them to keep their distance. And that's all they had to do. But look at where it puts them now, you know? It's not my fault that they want to, you know, treat people like that. It could have been anybody. Could have been your brother, your cousin, anybody, you know? Been your son or your husband out there. You know, news media gets attacked all the time. Mostly for people just, you know, and it's usually usually somebody that obviously did something wrong. So transparency definitely puts a new face on people, as you see even with the sheriff department and across the board with the PDs and whatnot. Transparency definitely puts a different face on people, and uh, and they don't want to be a part of that. Yeah, I've had quicker responses doing audits, standing out in front of out on a public sidewalk, guys. I remember when I did the City of Industry Sheriff audit, and I'm gonna repost that or at least share the link. One of my very first audits where I was standing out here filming the vehicles, and two deputies pulled up on me. It didn't take them long to get there either. So pretty crazy. We're gonna give them their 15 minutes, guys. She came out and told me that the deputy was on a phone call. I guess taking a report over the phone. I don't know. So, oh, they're definitely they're definitely gonna take their time on this, just 'cause who I am, you know. Too bad, there's not more good deputies and officers out here showing their true colors, because even some of them are too afraid to show their true colors because of retaliation. You cross that thin blue line, and you're treated like a stepchild, and that's pretty rough when all you got is your brotherhood and nothing else, and they push you out. Some of these officers and deputies they'd rather not be that whistleblower or that better officer or deputy that they joined the force to be. They end up being a tyrant like the rest of them. End up being that officer or deputy that crosses the line and puts hands on people and shoves them out of the way for keeping them transparent. You know, it's pretty sad, guys. Pretty sad. You guys feel free to call and ask anything after I'm done here. It's definitely your duty as an American to speak your piece and let them know how you feel about any interaction that you capture on film, not just here today. Any of these incidents that you can come across on the web, if you're a witness to even live feeds, stuff that's happening right in front of your eyes, you could definitely call, leave a message, leave a review, um, ask for the watch commander, speak your piece. Look at this one though. Look at this one right here. Nobody follows this policy. Nobody. There's a handful of office or deputies that will follow this policy. Most of them will turn their back, just like the corporal did here, and spew the name out of the bottom of their ears, because that's all you hear is like a balloon being deflated. People are walking away telling you what their name is. That's all you hear. So for to see this right as they walk in the door and refuse to identify themselves when you clearly ask them for a name and badge number, that's really disrespectful. And this is the first thing that they look at right before they open that door. Right there, look, right before they grab that little handle, and their face is probably at eye level where it says issuance of business cards. Slaps them right in the face every time they walk through, but they can't identify themselves, especially out in the field. Here they kind of get trapped into the, okay, I have to identify myself, but in the field they don't follow this policy at all, not at all. Pretty interesting to see that right as they walk in. Commendations or complaints about our sheriff department, call 1-800-698-8255. ¿Cómo estamos haciendo nuestros trabajos? Llámales. You guys definitely want to leave a review anytime you can. It shows other people in the community how they're being policed, and this is something that they should be more willing to help people instead of responding to some of these crybaby calls for help, and instead of educating people over the phone, they're sending out officers and deputies to false 911 calls. But here I am, calling because something's going down, and I'm being threatened with violence and everything else, and they are nowhere to be found. Not even when you bring the report to them, because they weren't able to make it to you on time. Maybe they wanted me to stand there so that the people can come back and retaliate on me as I'm standing there by myself. I don't, public safety should be their very first concern. I don't think their officer safety is, obviously that's very important to everybody, their safety, but, something's going down, you would think they would show up. And I had my spray in the car too, and I forgot to grab it before I jumped out. But even so, it's a tough situation to be in where you got 3 or 4 dudes on you, and all you can do is be proactive and try to be in control of the situation. Because right when you think, right when you think that it's a little bit de-escalated, is when people snap. So you guys will see the video, and you guys will be the judge. Definitely will be the judge. But when people approach you in public and you tell them, "Hey, keep your distance. I don't wish to speak to you, and I don't answer questions." I mean, why would you try to force somebody to interact and to have that one-on-one when you've already told them to keep your distance, and you're taking backward steps, not because you're scared, but because you're telling them to keep your distance, and you in the same place are de-escalating the situation by backpedaling and making more space in between. You know, it's very important that you guys understand that, because if I would have said keep your distance, step back, and stood where I was, or even move forward, then at that point I'm becoming part of the aggression. You know, but I definitely told him that I didn't want to talk to him, and to keep his distance. But some people just don't listen. They're not reasonable. They're probably watching this feed right now too. There was a couple of guys that came out and said, "Hey, SGV, that's SGV News." I don't know if you guys saw them on the live feed, but there was a couple dudes that came out and knew who I was, and they knew. Oh man, you guys. I told the guy asked me for my name, and I told him my name was Jose Gonzalez, and he thought I was giving him a fake name or something, because when the guys came out, they're like, "Yeah, that's SGV," and the guy asked them, "Oh, is his name Jose Gonzalez?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah, Jose Gonzalez. Oh, that's his real name." Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, I gave you my real name. There's no shame in my game. I gave you my real name because you will be getting a call. I got the mace, man. Mace is not always the answer. Violence is not always the answer, guys. You guys gotta understand that the violence is not always the answer. If you want to put a case put on you for mutual combat, or, um, you know, for crossing that line, which they will. They don't listen to reason. I've dealt with these sheriffs so many incidents already. They don't listen to reason. They don't care that somebody approached you while you were conducting legal activity. They don't care. What they do care about is that that they want to take somebody to jail. That's one of their, you know, that's what they're there for. They're not there to keep the peace and settle the situation, but they're trying to put the blame on somebody. And sometimes it ends up being a mutual combat situation instead of a self-defense. So then you have a case on a case. You got him, he said, she said, and sometimes it's better to try to de-escalate the situation and not to use violence if you can. But if it would have got worse, then it's probably possible that it happened. Tell them you don't have 5 minutes, man. Tell them you gotta go. Pizza's here. He's fast. You gotta go, man. You gotta give him the shala. But here we are, guys. 43 minutes later, still waiting for that 15 minutes of fame that the corporal was talking about there. But hopefully they'll come out soon here to do justice for the citizens. Somebody asking for assistance. It's definitely been over 15 minutes, guys. I'm trying to be fair here. I definitely, you know, it kind of, you know, hits you by surprise when you actually do need assistance by a deputy and you get this type of treatment. You know, this guy came out to get us pizza.
What did you two want?
For pizza?
Yeah, for pizza.
Yeah, right here, man.
Oh, is it you? Thank you. Save me.
Okay, when jailers call in for a pizza call, and it's quicker to deliver pizza than it is to file a battery report.
Gotta feed the inmates.
It's a lot of hunger, huh? He definitely ain't feeding no inmates with that, man. That's a fact. Inmates will be lucky if they get a tortilla with butter.
Okay,
And you put it from about 69.28.
okay. There you go, right there.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And you can't fall in that rain.
Inshallah. Oh. He's gonna start juggling. Dun, 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 dun. Now they're gonna go eat their pizza even before they come out and assist us with pizza sauce on the lip and everything. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing, huh? Big hunger right there. All right, guys. Well, I guess it's gonna be longer than their 15 minutes, on top of their 15 minutes, because really depends on how fast they eat now. Just an ordinary citizen, guys, trying to make a police report with my local police department here, and this is how I'm treated. Been in this community my whole life. This is how they treat you. This is ridiculous. They got no respect for people in their community. Will 78, I should wear a pizza outfit. Taco Tuesday, is that down, Chatterbox? Oh yeah. Bubblegum lights. What's up, Los Lakers?
What we looking at? What we looking at?
Nothing for 45 minutes, man. They don't
Really?
come. Yep. Yes, that's.
Alright, we'll see what we can get for you.
You guys looking for help or what?
Yeah, man.
What's that?
We got a crime for you guys to investigate, and nobody wants to help us, man. See that? See that? All nonchalant, yeah, whatever. Pass them through. That's SGV News first. Oh, fuck him. Yeah, leave him out there. Let's go eat our pizza over. That's how it is. That's how it is for trying to be trying to keep the transparency alive in your local community. I can't speak for all of them, but man, it's a shame what's going on here. It's a damn shame. 49 minutes and 21 seconds, guys. No, hell no, I don't want their pizza, man. Hell no. Freedom Fighter Edgar, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Yep. Yeah, Beach Gal, they never showed up earlier. They said that they showed up at 6, after 6:30. So, I think I made the call out there around 5 o'clock. About about 5:15 or so. But yeah, they didn't get there till over an hour after I called them. Definitely not priority to them, Wade. Neither are any of us out here in the public. Um, Me less than more, but definitely this is how it is. This is definitely how it is on the streets. And if you guys were a witness to my cop watch the other day where a guy calls for help because a man jumped on his hood and wouldn't get off, all of a sudden the cops got not only the guy on the hood detained, but also the occupant of the vehicle detained, put in cuffs in the back of their vehicle. They also searched the every last inch of his vehicle, tossed everything up, left everything out in the parking lot, and told them to have a good day. Now, what kind of policing is that? You guys can file a virtual complaint online. You can file it online. You don't have to be here at the station to file a complaint. Um, or you can make a phone call to 1-800-698-8255 for any commendations or complaints about our sheriff's department here in the city of Industry. Now, there's no reason to flood call. You guys, all in due time, you guys can make your voices heard. Yep, 52 minutes now, guys. We definitely gave them 15 minutes on top of their 15 minutes they asked us for. Daniel, I already got somebody to come out, and they've already came back out, announced that they would be back in 15 minutes, which was about 30 minutes ago. Mm. Crypto, I don't want to start coughing because I might inhale some of that nastiness, trying to catch my breath again. There was actually somebody that came in and sat behind us for a minute here and then took off. Maybe realized that if he sat around to take a report, he wasn't going to get helped either, so he bailed out. It's pretty sad. That's the face of the community right here. Sheriff Department. The name of the pizza place was, I think it was Domino's, huh?
Yeah.
Domino's came out to deliver out here.
Yeah.
They got faster service than anybody walking in here. Huh?
It wasn't for 90 days, it was for that. The English don't eat pizza.
Yeah, no, they're not. Definitely not feeding the inmates pizza. But I mean, honestly, if they are back there watching this feed, I mean, how much more can you watch? How much more can you stand for your community to be treated like this? And people that have actual crimes that need to be reported are treated, you know? This is the abuse of the, the upper hand. They know they have the upper hand, and they're abusing it at this point.
Jose,
Yes.
how can I help you?
Hi. I was filming out in off of Ballpark Park in Neymar earlier. Some guys came out and got aggressive. One of them actually attacked me and grabbed my camera equipment, tried to rip it out of my hands. And the other guy, they were just all pretty much circling around, trying to, intimidate me and try to get me to leave where I was.
Did they put their hands on you?
Yeah.
Other than the camera?
Well, when the guy pulled the rig out of my hand, I had to retrieve it. So
But did any part of their body part touch your body part?
his hand actually grabbed my hand as he pulled the rig out of my hand.
Okay, are these people the employees of the business?
Yeah, they all came out from the business.
Okay, and so you understand how batteries work, right? You're gonna have to make the citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
As far as right now, they're probably not there.
Oh no, they were gone right. This happened during their closing time, so when I called, pretty much everybody took off, and I was left there by myself. So I think you guys showed up like an hour later, so I was gone already of myself.
Okay, so was it just one individual who touched your hand, or
Yeah.
was it multiple individuals?
Yeah, it was
Can
one.
you point him out? If
Yes.
you were to arrest him, would you be able to single him out and
Yeah.
positively identify? Okay,
Definitely.
so are you requesting a report right now?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me 1 second?
Sure.
I'll do it.
Second.
So
15.
here we go again, guys. Another 15. It's kind of hard to take these deputies serious when you're trying to explain something to them, because they're already trying to be judgmental just by the way they're looking at you. So obviously they know the scenario. They've been briefed. They're probably watching the live feed. They're seeing everybody's comments, and it's not easy for them to come out here. So, the easiest we can make this, the better, because this is a crime that needs to be reported. This is not a fake 911 call. This is not a fake incident that we're claiming here. This is actually what happened today, and they need to be kept accountable for it. They always claim that there has to be a bodily contact, this and that. It doesn't even matter that somebody tried to, you know, steal your equipment, let alone violate your personal space and try to steal your private property right out of your hands. It's crazy how they always try to window around the fact that you were involved in an incident that needs to be reported. Right away they want to be a judge of how many fingers did he touch you with. So here we are again. 1 minute turns into 5 minutes, turns into 10 minutes, turns into, we'll be here for a while, guys. Turns into another over an hour live feed. And this is keeping the police accountable right here. You know, cop watching everything is definitely accountability, but keeping them accountable for, you know, keeping the peace on the streets and justice for the people is also accountability. They need to realize that they need to do the right thing, no matter who I am, no matter just because, you know, they're watching my channel back there and pointing fingers at each other. He's talking to you. He's talking about you. He's talking about you.
Sir, do you have the incident recorded on camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have it on tape for you already. I mean, on a memory card.
Uh,
Or if you have a computer, you could pop it in and just download it. I'll take my card back. But I already
I
downloaded
don't
the.
know if they have an SD or chip in there, because usually we take it with a USB.
Oh. I could go back, put it on a USB, and
There's like, there are two issues. So as far as like the touching of your hand, you're gonna have to prove that he intended to touch you. He probably intended to grab the camera.
no. Well,
and then-
first he whacked my camera out of the way, and then he went and grabbed my rig and tried to rip it out of my hand. So
Right,
I
but
wanna-
my thing is like, he didn't intend to touch your hand. He probably tried to grab the camera and then,
I couldn't say that that was his intent at all.
um,
All I know is that there was 3 aggressors on me, and I was about to get attacked by all 3 of them.
let me see if the desk can pull this,
Sounds like an excuse to plug in their USB to my phone and try to upload stuff. So with that, code 3. It's probably they're probably responding to a photographer out in public right now. If she doesn't want to take the report for the battery, then I'm gonna do a report for burglary, since they tried to steal my stuff, right? He was going for my equipment, and he was trying to steal what I had in my hands. You know, they always needed to word it a certain way for them to feel happy to make the report. I don't get it. Just don't get it. Appreciate you guys all being here. It's very frustrating to be standing here and dealing with this Brian as well. You know, I know it's frustrating for you guys to see what transparency brings to the eyes, but it's very frustrating to be on this side of the counter and dealing with something like this when, you know, if it was one of their own or happening to one of them, they would not hesitate, and they would probably let their pizza get cold before they would let one of their brothers deal with a situation like this. Yeah, some old Joe, exactly. I didn't mean to assault you while I was trying to rob you. So, you know, regardless, because if I wasn't holding a camera, then they would have swung on myself, and, you know, apparently, you know, holding an object in front of you is probably going to be the first thing that receives contact, other than somebody trying to rip whatever you have out of your hands, you know. So, but these guys claim to take that camera out of my face when they clearly walked up to me, and with fair warning I told them to keep their distance, you know. and it wasn't even a fair warning, uh, that I was gonna do something. I just told them to keep their distance. I didn't want to have them approaching me, but this is what they do, man. This is what people do, and how the police handle situations as well. This is not Baldwin Park, James. This is the City of Industry Sheriff Department. Earlier, where I was standing. I thought I was in Baldwin Park, which I made a mistake. It was actually the sheriffs that were supposed to respond out to the call earlier, and didn't make it out there until after 6:30. So I hear a lot of sirens going on right now. I think the reporting officer as well took off to another incident. We'll be here another 15 minutes, guys. And getting back and forth with scenarios with these deputies, it you know, they don't like scenarios, but they don't want to know the truth either. Oh man, it's very frustrating. But this is what to expose what's going on here. This is what we have to do. We have to deal with it. And sometimes they use this as an intimidation tactic to get you to give up and walk away. Just like the gentleman that came in here and sat behind us, huh? He came and sat right here, and then he was like, you know what? There's no way, if they're not helping this guy with the camera, they're not gonna help me, and he took off. Hello? Hey, it's All right, guys. Just trying to just trying to get everything lined up before this. If the deputy ever comes out to make the report, because it seems like she wants to write it up a certain way, but regardless of the fact that it was a battery and with attempted strong arm robbery, you know. So, however they want to play it, and when you guys see it, you're gonna see that they threatened me. Not once, twice, but even up to 3 times, 3 different incidents. I was threatened, and they claimed that they were gonna do stuff. So these are serious allegations here. You know, it shouldn't be taken lightly for anybody to be threatened, because your life does depend on it. And it only takes a coward to cross the line, you know, and you guys already know it's the cowards that carry the weapons. They'll never, uh, they'll never take you one on one. They'll take the coward way out. And like the guy said, he's ready to catch a case, just to prove a point. Now, somebody like that, I think, should definitely be evaluated. Imagine if somebody took his toilet paper roll at CVS. You know, it's on. That guy's catching a case for a toilet paper roll. You know. 1 hour, 13 minutes, guys, and counting. This is the service of our local police department here that we had to come out to the station, make the report, and it seems like they're trying to talk me out of wording it the way it happened, but they want to word it the way they want it to be written. You know, maybe it protects the attacker in that case. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to protect, you know, the other person by not taking the report as it should be taken. Lalo SGV, what's up, man? Hey, Crystal Ball, I gave you a wrench. See if you can make use of it. I see you trying to get some action here. So they're back there viewing the film probably right now is what they're doing to make more of a coward claim. Simple battery. Yeah, she said, you understand you have to make the claim, right? And I said, yeah, you know, it's obvious that I'm here to make the report, you know? It's not that I'm here to say, oh no, I'm not, I don't want to do that. That's exactly what I want to do. You guys failed to show up and assist me at the scene of a crime, so we brought the crime scene to the station. It's all right if they're trolling me. That's fine. We're exposing the station for how they handle business. It doesn't matter if they're trolling me or not. It's pretty sad that they would treat anybody like this. That's what we're exposing. There's no laws that were being broken, guys. I was actually separated from the facility by a little barrier. There was a little barrier, like one of those, like a freeway barrier type, like a rail, like the ones you see when you get off the freeway and you're making a turn, and there's that big old silver rail. That's what was separating the property and the sidewalk, the public and the private property. So the guys had to actually either jump over that or walk around it. So they definitely used extra effort to come and approach me and act as they did, you know. No crime was being committed. I wasn't on private property. And any photos or pictures or video I was taking is definitely not against the law. I wasn't violating anybody's rights. And photography is not a crime. Bottom line, photography is not a crime, nor should it be deemed suspicious activity. Nobody has a right to take those type of matters into their own hands and cower it up and batter people for thinking that you're breaking the law. Happens too often. Happens way too often, guys. Yeah, I do have Love Life. I do have the video, and I will put it out as soon as I can. Um, you guys should know that. Um, you guys should definitely know by now that if I'm here at the station making a report, it's because something happened, not because I'm making a crybaby call because somebody's taking my picture or complaining about somebody standing there with a camera. These are true evidence. This is stuff that's not just happens here, it's happening across the nation, and people are being battered and abused all the time. And this is the help that we get from the police departments. This is what we're exposing today. Not only did we have to come here to make the report, but now we're being judged in the background as the live stream is playing back there, and all the deputies are gathered around that little computer watching it, and then they're also probably downloading that video onto their computer and also having a field day with that. So a lot of judging going on here, but they are not the judge. They are to take the report, guys. They're supposed to take the report. I'm making the claim. I'm making the report. I have the video evidence, and it's like a black and white report. What more do you want? I got all the elements. I got every element that they're requesting is in their possession, down to the video evidence. But we'll see what happens here, guys. Come on. Let's give them a chance to do some policing for the people. Yeah, Deacon Ovi, they pretty much told me the same thing. They told me that 242. I got you, Eddie. Yep. All they have to do is make the 242 battery charge and let the DA observe the video evidence and to observe all the evidence presented and let the DA make the decision. Just take the report I don't understand why they have to be so judgmental. San Gabriel Valley. SGV stands for San Gabriel Valley. Stidjiv. Stid. Stidjiv. Stidjiv. A rat. Like your name, man. Butt stung. Yep. You better hope I get arrested for the rest of your life, man. For the rest of your life. You're just a sad little man in a clown's costume. Well, I mean, if the trolls want to call and do a flood call, and get their information on record, feel free because I'm gonna be FOIA requesting all the. All right, I'm gonna FOIA request all the calls that came in today, from the time I made the 911 call all the way till now. Public record request, guys. So hopefully within those phone calls, not only will we hear people voicing their opinion, but we're also going to hear the trolls that call in to rat us out and give information on us. That's right. Jose and Pulido, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you for being here with me and being a part of my channel and being a part of the movement, most importantly, because the movement is what matters, guys. All of us individual activists or that have channels out here exposing the truth. It's the movement that matters, not the individual, guys. So keep that in mind. But I do appreciate the support. We got to do more policing our police out here, guys, because look at how we fall victim, and especially in a situation like this where we need the police to help. In a situation where we don't want to take matters into our own hands, we're trying to do the right thing, and this is how we get treated. So it's very important to be transparent in these type of situations because transparency is what brings change, and your voices, your opinions is what matters. And sometimes it takes just that to make any type of difference in any little single department, whether it be this little single department or LA County as a whole. It's crazy. It's crazy how here we are, 1 hour and 11 minutes. The last word was give me a second. Yep, never call the LA County Sheriff Headquarters, guys. Never call that number, 322-526-5120. Never call that number, ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Yep. That's all right, guys. What they're doing now is they're just proving everything that we claim to be. They're just proving us right. They're just proving that that the blue line only matters to them, and they only protect their own. Just because I'm standing on my 210 right now doesn't mean that I wasn't involved in a situation earlier that needed some attention. If this would have happened to one of their brothers, friends or brothers, they would have definitely been on top of it, and probably already had the suspect in custody and arrested, booked, and everything. They would have definitely had the upper hand on the entire situation by now. But because I'm a known activist and because we do cop watch and keep them accountable, this is seems to me, hey, they're just proving us right. The video wasn't that long. It was only 13 minutes. So by the time you load it into your computer and hit play, there's only 13 minutes of footage there that you need to review before I went live. Ah, you're up next, man. Whenever they're ready for you, just hit that button. They be bullshitting. Cinematographer. Interesting. They'll never come out now. They don't want to show their face. They come out with pizza stains and bad breath. What's up, Puente 778? How you doing?
Oh, it took a while to watch the whole thing, but we I put it on the computer so you can have this. Do you have your driver's license? And what time is it? Did you happen to get the name of the business?
It was Chickaholic.
What did they sell?
I just noticed that they were walking in with big old bags of meat, so I was like, what is this place? But I don't know. The address was 810.
I'm just trying to see this.
It opens, and if you're just gonna grab it for a second,
All one
you
way.
just turn it and off again. But if it does close all the way, you have just here, so see you, they'll pop it open. And then right here. All right, guys, good luck,
Thank
okay?
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
We'll see you guys out here soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We're just trying to look.
Go to Google Maps and then type in 810.
Oh, it's 810, not 801.
But look, you can see the
I'll
name
double
of
check
the
that out this week.
facility there.
It's 236. Yeah, 801. Oh, Chickology.
Yeah,
Chickology.
there you go. Chickaholic. They didn't even have a name on the outside. You just see like a sticker on the.
Yeah, when I went there earlier, they didn't have a business name. So. And you said what time it happens?
So it's around 5. Chickaholic.
Chicology.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
The initial call came out as an 801.
801.
Yours is not. So there's no issues. 801. Anything else, or are you good? Oh, no, I'm gonna be here. I just have to switch it. I'll be here. Let me know.
Current address? Contact. Place of employment, school. You don't know his name, right?
You get his license plate. If you listen to the 911 description, but I got,
Was that the vehicle he drove away in? I mean, if you have it, how tall was he? Like 6 feet tall? No, 5'11"?
5'10",
220, 230?
yeah.
200? And for sure he's an employee there, right?
Yes.
He wasn't just like their shopping or
No.
something? they're just filming, just the outside, and they approached you.
And I even told them that I didn't want to talk to you, but the last guy came out, kept pushing back, and I was,
The heavy set one?
no, the one with the ball.
Okay, the one who lost it. But the one who tapped the camera was the heavy set one, right? Did you have prior contact with them?
He had tried to come up and ask a couple questions, but told us.
No, before today.
Oh, no, no,
No,
no.
first time there, first time for me. Never did business with them, right? First time ever seeing those two.
As you know,
You just happened to be driving by and you just saw them.
all along we went.
Oh, walking by. They were carrying like meat packs or something.
I was waiting for the crosswalk and I noticed that they were walking out with big old bags of meat. And you know right now that people are like hoarding stuff, so they put milk coming out here. And the lady just kind of tripped out on me, went back inside and told somebody else, and then somebody else came, and the heavyset guy and the other, the one with the dark clothes, they came out and they were doing funny stuff like.
Right, like
acting-
kind of like prom pictures.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, so I was like, whatever, so I kept doing my thing, they tried to approach, and then I told them to stay back, and then it escalated when the other guy came out. I thought it was pretty funny. I'm trying to make a comment after he knew that, there's demands on me or whatever, he said something about, like, why are you taking pictures of women's clothes? I was like,
Oh, because the lady with the back probably said something.
yeah, that's not even against the law, even if I was taking a picture of a woman, it wasn't inappropriate, that's for sure. Ridiculous.
You're okay though, you don't need medical, you're not hurt or anything. Let me give you a report number, I need to do my card for that, so I'll be right back.
Right. All right, guys, so gonna be very interesting, very interested to see how this all plays out, especially with the DA. I've definitely had cases rejected by the DA. A lot of people ask me how many cases I have and what's going on with this case, what's going on with that case. But it's not a case until the DA files. If the DA doesn't, if the DA says, hey, there was no crime committed, that person won't get charges filed against them. And in that case, it becomes a lawsuit against the company and whoever the carrier is, the insurance carrier or the business owner. So these facilities that hire these individuals that are at risk to their well-being, pretty much, because this could put a company under. You never know what the company's current situation is to run into something like this and have to pay for somebody's mistake. So I'm just trying to do the right thing, guys. I try not to take matters into my own hands. I know a lot of people speak different on that. You definitely would want to take matters into your own hands. But the fact of the matter is that I have a family, and I gotta be out here doing what I do every day. I don't have time for spending time in jail for just to try to prove a point, and that's the coward way to do it. If you want to prove a point, you do it the right way. You don't a lot of people just want to start swinging fingers, swinging hands, and trying to prove a point that way. But it only makes you more of a coward than a man to even come up and disrespect somebody, and then to threaten violence and be the first one to leave the scene of a crime is pretty disturbing. What's up out in Chicago? How you doing, buddy? KC in the house, man. What's up, buddy? Thanks for being here. Thank you all for being a part of my life today. We're trying to spread the word, spread the education, and trying to show people how to do the right thing and not take matters into their own hands. A lot of times it does happen, and in the heat of the moment, um, people's emotions get involved, and it kind of takes over. Um, for some people, it takes over. Their I don't know. I don't know if it takes over their thought process or it just enables them to, when you're in that type of situation. I don't know if, it's a, chemical thing. Maybe they see red. I don't know. But you guys are gonna trip out when you see that video. The way they approach me, get in my face, and then tell me to stop shoving a camera in their face, and tell me that I don't have, their permission to film and whatnot. It's the mentality of some people. I just don't get it. But you want to cower it up and take matters into your own hands. This is what could happen. And obviously there's retaliation that comes with this too. This is not over. This guy's gonna be pissed off that we took it to the next level and made a report on him because he wanted to cower it up and slap somebody around in public. Whether it be my equipment or if he caused bodily to myself or whatever. The fact of the matter is people shouldn't be trying to take matters into their own hands. What they should have done if they thought I was breaking the law was call the cops, and then the cops at that point would have told them, hey, he's not breaking the law, he's in public, nothing you can do about it. It's an education process. Cyborg Tech, what's going on? Ernest, No Town. DA has 72 hours to file. Better off calling Ghostbusters than the Polipopos. Free ride. Thank you for your comment. Thank you guys.
There you go.
All right.
So the report number is right there.
And the DA will contact me through mail or?
You probably want to call or come back and inquire if you don't hear back from someone within a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What was your name and badge number?
Kim.
Kim, your badge number?
609653.
Appreciate you.
Sure.
Thank you for your help today.
No problem.
Thanks. All right, guys. Well, it took long enough. It took an hour and 32 minutes to get to come in here and willingly give up my rights and give a statement and give up all my information. It usually doesn't take that long for a department or an officer on duty to to get all your information, especially for somebody that doesn't know their rights. So but definitely want to extend the thank to the deputy that finally did come through. I guess she was the reporting deputy that showed up over at the scene, super late and stuff, but she definitely showed up. So I guess they made her come back and do the report. But I'm gonna have to get some of that bear spray now. A big old can of it. Mario, what's up? Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you guys all for being a part of this movement and a part of my channel and making audits great again. We gotta keep it alive here, and transparency is very important, guys, especially on the streets out here. Um, seems like the people in the public are becoming more tyrannical than the police are. You know, we gotta keep spreading the word, guys. That thank you, Rick. Appreciate you. Photography is not a crime, and there's no reason for people to act like this. You know, but you know, until they learn, I guess they probably want to learn the hard way. I did tell them, if I'm breaking the law, call the police. You know, and they decided to want to take it into their own hands. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. That's right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that experience. You guys stay safe out there. We'll catch you on the next one.